ladies and gentlemen, it's the eSports report presented by the Xbox One, of course, the official console of Major League Gaming. Go through the Season 3 Week 1 review. Benson and Mr. X in the booth for this one. Continuing where we left off, Battle of the Two Nations was one of the games we saw. Of course, Opticnation going up against Rise Nation. This one, I don't know. I thought it may have been a little bit closer. Of course, Rise had a couple of roster issues at the very, very beginning of the week. But they managed to come off with a win on the first game. Opticnation looked to actually settle down a little bit.
It's like honeymoon phase, though. I feel like that first
you reckon?
For Rise. Yeah. At this point, I mean, game
what
one.
What about for Nation, though? Is that honeymoon period for Opticnation?
No, I feel like Nation, they've been pretty good for a while now. I mean, since they added Moch, I think he's kind of been exactly what they needed. So game one was a solo Hardpoint. ON win that one 244, 168.
Yep.
Not really too close. I mean, Moch goes 40 and 32, 5 camps, 2 defends. Bows 40 and 34, 10 camps, 3 defends. I mean, those guys both play pretty well in Respawn. I think Miracles, we've seen him have some pretty good performances as of late. Wheat's the only one who really showed up for Rise, 36 and 35, 8 camps, 1 defend.
Then moving on to a game 2, it was a Skyrise search and destroy. ON with that 1-0 lead, looking to bounce back and get some momentum, and essentially did just that. I mean, ON really looking to capitalize on a very strong start. You see Bows there just going kind of beneath the map, very sneaky. Something that you can do, of course, in the old school Skyrise and High Rise as it was known. And also Skyrise did a map breakdown of this last week, kind of went so crazy into detail, as being one of the maps that I know like the back of my hand. It was pretty good to see players, you know, using the very similar strategies as we explained earlier in the day. But I'll tell you this right now, Opticnation just looks so dominant compared to Rise. I don't know if it's just because they were playing Rise, who definitely aren't clicking.
No, Rise definitely, I mean, after that first night, they've not looked good. I mean, we saw them against Denial, I believe, last week, and then in this one against ON. Did not look good in either of them. Goonjar and Wheats combined to go 5 and 15 on this one, Ben.
Pretty much a struggle for them.
Yeah, you're not going to win games when you have 2 guys going 5 and 15.
Yeah. Bows, though, on the other hand, just going the forefront of ON's success in Search and Destroy. 13-4 performance from him. And bear in mind, that's off the back of a 40 and 34 Hardpoint with 10 caps and 3 defense. So Bows, after a lot of people are kind of looking at him as one of the weaker players on this team, really overperforming and leading Opticnation to some wins, of course.
Well, Bows has always been pretty good in S&D.
He's been very good at S&D, but I think you give him a map like this, I mean, like, look at that, man. Like, he's playing with that confidence. You can tell, you know, he's challenging things where he feels like he's always going to be winning those gunfights, and Opticnation just wiped the floor with Rise in the Search and Destroy. A 6-2 win overall from them, but that meant going into a game 3, it was a Biolab uplink map, and this is where I thought maybe the series turned around.
Yeah, this is the only one that was really close. Was Opticnation, though, winning this one 10-8, Ben. I mean, Rise, they looked like a different team on this map. They were actually able to hang, you know, made a good effort in this one, but no, Ricky, the difference in the end.
This one goes all the way over to the overtime as well, so it was kind of nail-biter for the Opticnation fans, but Opticnation clutching up when they really needed to. It was a 23-second dunk in the first half, and Rise just simply unable to respond.
Yeah, you know, this obviously gives Rise a 3-0 loss. I mean, Ben, you know, not looking good in this series. Did you feel they needed to make a change at this time?
I mean, you kind of have to look at it and say, you know, you can clearly tell Rise underperforming. We'll touch on exactly what happened with Rise a little bit later on in the show. But moving on in terms of the games that happened on Thursday evening, the final game was Elevate versus Envious. This one was an absolute thriller map. I was so excited to cast this one. Game 1 was a compound Hardpoint. And I was like, compound? You know, second time I get to cast it. Brand new map again in Season 3. And it was Envy who just dominated, 250 to 149. And we talked about how it was going to be very SMG heavy, but honestly, everything we've seen so far is that main Val player is just sitting back
and just kicking off tons of players. I mean, I saw it in the ISO match that I cast on Compound. And Dito was able to just sit back with an AR and just destroy people. Him and Nameless both going big in that series with the ARs. This one, I expected, you know, same as you. No SMGs really dominate this map, but it's the ARs that are really proven to be the difference.
Envy outslinged by a huge 26 kills on map number 1. That sent over to a game 2. It was a Skyrise search and destroy. And yes, this one goes to a round 11. Let's take a listen in to exactly what happened.
That, again, is a little bit of an issue because that opens up that whole side. Essentially, Looney is completely free to peek because no one else is going to be challenging him. I think he knows that. A couple of explosions going on. Looney, don't get too cheeky.
Slack connects with a grenade, though. So Elevate with first blood. Looney's just watching the outskirts. Meanwhile, a fight is going down on the far end. Aqua about to get chased, and there is the kill.
Uh-oh.
Now you're going to see JCap versus Saints.
Oh no, team kill comes in from Apathy. He's underperforming, and he's also killing his own team. Not what you want to see. Classic has, however, recognized exactly where the two Envy players are going to be located. Now in a position like this, Looney again, key with that sniper rifle. If he can get a pick, level it up at 2-2.
JCap's really got to watch their back right now, too. You see Looney so paranoid about it. JCap is going to get a pick, looking for a second, but he's taken down by Apathy from the window.
I feel like Looney's going to clutch this.
No, he's not.
I feel like he's going to get some ridiculous snipers.
Two up-close snipers.
There's a player about to come through this door. And in fact, I think Elevate have gone for the decision to maybe just try and challenge it.
He's just got to survive for 20 seconds. Oh, you're peak.
He's dead.
PDW'd.
Oh my god, get away.
Looney's so fast.
Run. Turn around. Blind him.
No.
Oh. Do it!
Yes!
Do it! Oh! So close! So close. He put himself into a great position. Looney, so close to clutching that up. That would have been absolutely nasty 1v2. Apathy, really underperforming. Yeah. Really underperforming. Kills his teammate as well in around 11, but manages to clutch up when his team need him the most. So that ties up the series at 1 map apiece. We then go to a comeback uplink. Envy takes that dominating fashion.
Right.
11-6. Elevate didn't look anywhere close to that level of competition. But then moving over to a game 4, retreat Hardpoint. This one a little closer than we thought. Of course, Envy 2-1 up in the series, looking to close it out here, man.
Yeah, and it's really Apathy and Saints, the two aggressive players for this Elevate lineup. And those are the two new additions as well. They've looked great.
They have.
These are two teams going into the UMG event this weekend. I really look for these two teams to finish in the top 4. I like both of these squads a lot. I think a lot of people, even me included, I wasn't too sure about the new Envy squad. They've looked great over the last few times I've seen them play in the league, and over the weekend they looked very good. And then this Elevate lineup, as soon as I saw it, you were wondering who's going to be that main AR. And to be quite honest, I don't know if they need a main AR. I think it's kind of everyone by committee. Now you see Slack getting off to a hot start, but it's really Apathy and Saints. They combined for 25 caps, Ben, in this game for Elevate.
You talked about how aggressive they are, and how you kind of look at those two. 25 caps is a huge amount of pressure they're putting on those hard points. Interestingly as well, Looney finishes with 41 kills for the loss.
That stinks.
That sucks. That's never good. So game 4 ultimately forced to Elevate in what was a pretty one-sided game after the first rotation, 207 to 162. And that set up a very interesting game 5. It was a Biolab search and destroy. Now, with how the series was going, you look at the first search and destroy, it goes to around 11. Some of these series kind of back and forth, but Envy just asserted massive dominance in game 5.
I think this is where the kind of Achilles heel for Elevate is going to be. It's going to be S&D. I mean, Slack and Classic, through AW, they haven't had the best kind of track record in S&D.
Right.
I mean, look at Saints or Apathy. I mean, Saints is a pretty good S&D player. Apathy can kind of be hit or miss as well. I think this team's going to be very strong in respawn. The S&Ds is really where you're going to question it. JCap, though, goes big in the last game. 8-5, 3 bomb plants to his name. He's just a great player. Yeah. Clutch factor is there. I mean, he's going to be the veteran on that team that when they need big plays to be made, you're going to be looking at JCap. Yeah.
I mean, Envy will 1-1 going into that game 5, in game 5s, and Elevate will 1-0.
Yeah.
But Envy come out and take the win 6-2. Pretty dominating performance from them. Of course, they take the series as well, 3-2. That means we can take a look at our current standings, where everyone is currently in the leaderboard. Starting at the top, Opticgaming 3-0. Of continuing where they left off from last season, Matt, 75% game win percentage. Right behind them, though, second place, Denal eSports, 75%. In third place, you have Opticnation with 2-1 record. Behind them, of course, Orbit 2-1. Team Envy 2-1. Sixth place, FaZe sitting at 1-1.
Yeah, and then you have ISO, 7th place, 1-2. TK at 1-2 and 8th. Go further down, Elevate 1-2, Rise 1-2, TCM 0-1, Epsilon, Ben sitting all the way there at 0-3, Ben. Epsilon really struggling. Is that the one team that you're kind of having the huge panic on?
Panic button is being slapped. If they don't win that next game, I'm getting really concerned for Epsilon.
I think I'm already concerned.
I mean, it's basically, again, we hate to kind of keep on going on about it, but it's an 0-6 start from previous seasons.
Right.
That's pretty bad.
Yes.
They only played 22 games, 0-3. Of course, it's nowhere near the end of the season yet, but they need to step up very quickly. For now, though, we're going to head to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to go beyond the scoreboard of all things Week 1 Pro League. Be right back.